What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we are coming back to Glen Hansard and Eddie Vedder. That's right, Glen Hansard fans, feeling you, and Eddie Vedder fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. This is a request from Watchdog and BO2FS Grotto. They both want to see me react to this song from Glen Hansard and Eddie Vedder called Drive All Night. Now, to the best of my knowledge, I've never heard this song before. It does not strike a bell. However, as always, if I start listening to the song and I go, oh, wait a minute, yeah, I've heard this before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by 10 Dead Goldfish. Ew. And the video has 394,424 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Glen Hansard and Eddie Vedder, Drive All Night. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Gonna end on a Bruce Springsteen song because it just feels like the right thing to do. When I lost you, honey, sometimes I think I lost my guts too. And I wish that God would send me a word, send me something I'm afraid to lose. Lying in the heat of the night, like prisoners all our lives. Well, I get shivers down my spine, girl, and all I wanna do is hold you tight. Baby, 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 I swear I drive all night again.
That was
just
good.
to buy you some shoes and a taste of your tender charm. And I just wanna sleep tonight again in your arms. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, couple things. Number one, Glen's guitar playing really nice on this one. He's really got some great accents happening. Especially on like the twos and the fours. It's on twos and fours. He's really got a great heavy accent. It's always on the downstroke too for the sound of it. But really nice use of accents. Number two, for the most part, the harmonies were really good. There were a couple of them that were like, eh, and you could tell which ones they are. And the reason for them being kind of eh is because Eddie Vedder's coming in like, he's not 100% sure. Like, in a situation like this where I don't think they've ever rehearsed. Like, I get the feeling this was not, okay, this was planned, yes. It was planned, obviously, because he was there and he came out on stage. Planned, yes. Rehearsed, probably. I mean, there's a good possibility that they didn't. They may not have had time. When you do last minute things like this, I mean, there's always a chance to get a run through in. So there's a very good chance Eddie Vedder's going into this cold, and he's not 100% certain about where the harmonies are supposed to be. Like, not from an entrance standpoint, well, even maybe possibly from an entrance standpoint, but more from a tonal standpoint, because he may not know exactly where Glen's coming in with his notes. So he seems a little uncertain in places. But on the places where he is certain, you can tell, because he comes in with confidence, and he comes in hard and strong and powerful. And those harmonies sound fantastic. So there's some harmonies that sound really good, there's some harmonies that sound fantastic, and there are some harmonies that sound So it's kind of all over the place right now. Let's keep going. Let's see how this develops.
Well, tonight there's fallen angels, and they're waiting for us.
He wasn't sure right there. That's what I'm talking about. He came in and it felt like he was like, it felt like he wasn't 100% certain of where he should come in and what note he should come in on. Listen, see if you hear it too.
Well, tonight there's fallen angels, and they're waiting for us down.
See what I mean? Now he settles in. It takes him a couple notes, but he settles in finally. But those first couple notes were like,
And tonight they're calling strangers, hear them crying in defeat.
You know, that was confident. He came in, boom, right on the note. He knew exactly where he's coming on that one.
Let them go, let them go, let them go to their dances of the dead. Let them go right ahead, girl, and dry your eyes. And come on, come on, come on, come on, let's go to bed, baby. Baby, 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 I swear I'd drive all night again.
That was nice.
Just to buy you some shoes and a taste of your tender charm. And I just wanna sleep tonight again in your arms. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, so not acoustic. Okay, so Glen kicked on a distortion pedal. Now he has it going through a split. So what that does is you go in through a lead box, right? He's going in through a DI box, probably. Now the DI box is doing two things. It's splitting. It's splitting the signal. One signal is going to go off clean. The other signal is going to go off into a distortion pedal, which is then going to go into the board. So basically, by hitting the stomp box, he's splitting the sound into what's going to... It sounds like two guitars right now, right? There aren't two guitars. It's just one. And what it's doing is by splitting that... By splitting the signal, one gets to go clean, direct to the board. You hear that clearly. But then the other one's going through the distortion pedal. And then this going into the board. I'll back it up a little bit so you can hear it. A little more.
Oh yeah.
You saw him step on it right there. So you can still hear the acoustic. Or actually, wait a minute. It may not be a signal splitter. Hold on. There's a microphone right here. That could be what's picking up the acoustic. But if I mean, they may be doubling it. It's coming through too strong for it to be acoustic because he keeps moving away from the mic. So there's no way the mic is picking up the acoustic. Because take a look. He's moving all over the place. He's Moving side to side, forward to back. There's no way the mic is picking up his acoustic. There's no way. I mean, it is, okay. It is picking it up, but not on a consistent basis. Not the way that we're getting it. So he's using the mic probably to pick up the sound of him hitting the strings. Because pickups on acoustic don't always pick that up. I mean, they do, but not like a microphone will. So basically he's getting 3 signals. He's got the microphone picking up the strumming, the sound of the pick hitting the strings, which is cool. He's got the lead coming out, which is splitting into a clean signal and the distortion signal. So he's getting 3 signals. Makes sense. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. That's cool though. I mean, it's cool that he's thinking that far ahead, which is really smart. It's good planning. It's really good planning on his part. So nice job. Yeah, it's got an XLR out. Best way to do it.
Well,
Yeah, he's got an XLR. It's like a microphone. It's basically a microphone cable. It's an XLR. He's got an XLR coming out, which is really good, especially if you're going to be splitting signal. You could use a 1/4 inch to split signal. You can, but you're going to lose some fidelity. You're going to have some signal issue, some signal loss. By using an XLR cable, you're getting a lot more signal through there, which gives you a lot more signal to split. So that's again, very smart. Very good planning. Way to plan ahead. Good decision making. Good stuff.
Well, there's machines and there is fires waiting at the edge of town.
So there's no way that microphone's picking up that guitar.
Well, they're out there for hire.
It's too far away.
Baby, they can't hurt us.
See, again, it's like, and he's not sure. He's like, I know I'm supposed to come in, but I don't know on what note you want me to come in or where specifically, on what beat you want me to come in. It's one of the dangers of doing stuff last minute. I mean, I know, look, I get it. He's doing the best he can. I understand. Trust me, I've been there, I know. But this is one of the perils, one of the dangers of going in cold and not having a chance to even run through it once or twice. You know, when you go in cold like this, there is that risk. There's always that risk.
Well, they're out there for hire. Baby, they can't hurt us now.
It lined up toward the end, but it was like, they kept hitting each other.
'Cause you got my love, girl. You got my love, girl. Through the wind, through the rain, the snow, the wind, the rain. You got my love. Oh yeah, you got my love. You got my love. Oh yeah, you got my love. You got my love. Oh yeah, you got my love. Heart and soul. Heart and soul. Heart and soul. Heart and soul.
The ending and the harmonies were nice. All the, heart and soul kept doing. You sure the song's not called Heart and Soul? You sure it's called Drive All Night? Sounds like it should be called Heart and Soul. No, the harmonies there on the end, much more consistent, much more solid. And I think it's because they got into the groove of, okay, we're just going to do the same thing again. And we're going to do it again. And we're going to do it again. And we're going to do it again. And what that does is it gives both vocalists the opportunity to really lock in And the first one was a little off, just a little, but then the second one on, man, they were right on. And it's because they were consistent. So it gave them a chance on the first one to go, okay, well, that's where it's going to be. Okay, now we know. Let's move forward. And they did. So that was really smart. Good job. Yeah, the harmonies on those sounded a lot better. A lot better. That guitar's lacquer just beat to hell.
Don't cry now.
Nice fix on the tune.
Don't cry now.
That's a sign of a person who's been playing acoustic for a long time, or a guitar in general, but especially acoustic. When you're playing chords, you can feel, I know this is going to sound weird, it has absolutely nothing to do with ears. You play a chord, if there's a string out of tune, I know this is going to sound crazy, but you'll feel it. You'll feel it in your hand, and because it's an acoustic, you're going to feel it in your body too. You're going to feel that wavelength, the sonic wavelength is going to be there. There's going to be, if you're playing a chord, and it's in perfect tune, or even if you're playing more than one note and they're perfectly in tune with each other, you'll have a flat line. A perfectly flat line. No variance whatsoever. Now, the minute that a string is out of tune, you're going to have this little bit of a wobble. And the more the string is out of tune, the more the wobble becomes. So, Glen's playing guitar. He plays a chord. He feels it. He doesn't hear it. He feels it in his body and in his hand. And what's really cool, I'm not this good. He's able to figure out exactly which string it is and adjust it. If I'm playing a 6-string chord, I'll know something's out. But it's going to take me a little while to figure out which one. You know, if I keep playing the chord, I will eventually be able to nail it down. It's going to take me a little while, though. Glen did it in like one chord. He went bloop, up, the A string's out, bloop. Sure, and he had it fixed. Dang, you gotta really be in tune with yourself and your sense of sonic vibration to be able to nail down not just the fact that it's out of tune, but knowing which string it is. That is not easy, not that quick. Like I said, I could do it, but it's gonna take me a little while. Give me like, I don't know, give me like 4 measures, 5 measures, I'll figure it out. I'll be like, okay, it's not one of the high strings, it's one of the bottom 3, it's not the low one, it's either the A or the D. I think it's the A. Let's take a chance on the A. Glen just went bloop, oh, it's the A, boom, done. Not easy. Not easy to do. Let's keep going here.
Don't cry now. Don't cry now. Don't cry now. Baby, don't cry now. Don't cry now.
Let's try to lead the crowd.
Baby, don't cry now. Don't cry now. Don't cry now. And it feels like rain. Don't cry now. And it feels like rain. Don't cry now. Baby, can you feel it? Don't cry now. Baby, can you feel it?
Wow.
Don't cry now. Baby, can you feel it?
He's trying to lead the crowd.
Don't cry now.
He's got them going now. They can hear the crowd.
Don't cry now. Don't cry now.
Ah! What a place to end. We didn't get to hear the actual ending. That kind of sucks. Oh well. Yeah, I mean, it was a really good job. Maybe great. I'm not sure if this is going to be a high 7 or a low 8. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about this one.
48 hours later.
Well, there you go, folks. That was Glen Hansard and Eddie Vedder with Drive All Night. Apparently, that's a Bruce Springsteen song that they were covering. Got me. This was a request from Watchdog and BO2FS Grotto. All right. I had to think about this one. I'm not going to lie. I took a little while to think about this one. On a scale of 1 to 10, I am going to give that an 8.1. Yep, 8.1. I feel good with that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
I've already talked about pretty much everything I want to talk about. I'm just going to go over it very briefly. Like I said earlier, it sounds to me like... Well, actually, I'm going to get to that at the end. The harmonies, for the most part, were really good. There were some harmonies that were fantastic. There were also some harmonies that were kind of like, eh. For the most part, the harmonies were really good. So, nice job on the harmonies for the most part. Let's see. Guitar playing. Really nice job putting the accents on the 2s and 4s. Really good sense of how to use that right hand. Remember, I've always said with acoustics, it's not so much about the left, it's really about the right. So your right hand has really got to be in tune with itself. The right hand's got to know how to get those accents and play with proper dynamics and have good strumming technique. It's really about the right hand. Left hand, all the left hand's doing, I know this is going to sound stupid, but the only thing the left hand's doing is selecting the right notes. Oh, like that's no big deal. Actually, it is a big deal. But, whether you're playing electric or acoustic, the left hand doesn't change. Electrics, the right hand doesn't have as much to do. All they gotta do is hit the strings. The pickups will take care of the rest. Playing an acoustic, it's a lot more difficult when it comes to the right hand. The right hand's far more important. So, nice job with Glen's guitar playing. Really nice job. Trying to think what else. I mean, the use of the distortion pedal, I've never been a big fan of using distortion pedals with acoustics. It never sounds good. I have yet to find an acoustic that sounds good with the distortion pedal. Like, it'll sound good, it'll sound decent, but it's not going to sound like an electric, It's going to sound weird, and it sounded a little weird here. It sounded a little, out of place, if you ask me. I could have done without it. I think the song would have been just fine without that distortion pedal. But he used it. But the thing is, how he used it, I can appreciate. I like how he split the signal. He had the signal with the distortion pedal going through one line, and then he had a clean, dry signal split coming out the other way too. So he had two signals going off the acoustic. One dirty, one dry. And that made it tolerable. That definitely made it like it's gonna be okay. And it was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. Thanks to that split with the dry signal. The microphone. I understand the purpose of putting the microphone where it was on the acoustic, but he was moving away from the mic so much. There's no way the microphone would really be used the way it was intended to be used. I'm not even 100% sure if that microphone was even on at that point, because what he was playing didn't change. So I don't think that mic was even on, to be perfectly honest with you. There's a very good strong chance it wasn't on at all. Overall, this was going to be like a 7.8 or 7.9. Now, here's why I'm giving this the 8.1. I've been there. I've been there in situations where you're hanging out backstage, and you're hanging out with the band backstage, and the band knows who you are. They know what you're capable of. And the band goes, hey, why don't you come out and do this song with us? And it's literally 5 minutes before they go on stage and play. You don't have time to run through. You don't have time to practice. You don't have the opportunity. You literally have to go on stage and do it cold. I've been there, and I know how stressful it can be. I know how challenging it can be. It's one thing to do that with your own material. It's one thing to do that with your own songs that you know and you've been playing for months and years, and you've got those songs down like the back of your hand. It's a completely different thing when you're playing someone else's material and you haven't played it consistently. You may know the song, but you've never played the song on a consistent basis. So, and you don't know how they do it. Eddie Vedder coming up on stage in a situation like this, and I do believe this was what happened to him. I don't believe for 1 second they had a chance to practice. And if they did practice, it was literally 2 minutes. Let's work on the choruses. And here's how the verses are going to go. We'll figure it out as we go. You know, I mean, you could tell there was no rehearsal because Eddie Vedder's entrances on some of the verses were unsure. He was really watching Glenn and trying to get a feel for like, okay, it's here. You know, you got that feeling, that sense of uncertainty. Even with that sense of uncertainty, I won't say he knocked it out of the park, but he did a really fine job. He did a great job. Going in cold to a situation that he was not prepared for, and he did as well as he did. This is why it went up to the 8.1. Because I've been there, I know the feeling, I know how hard it is, and he did a fantastic job. He did not, like I said, it wasn't perfect. He didn't knock it out of the park, but all things considered, he really did a great job. And this is why, instead of getting a 7.8 or a 7.9, they're getting the 8.1. So, that's where I stand with that. And remember, 8.1 is a great score. If you're not sure, look down below at my scoring chart. 8.0 is the bottom threshold for great. And this is 8.1, so it is great. It is a great score, literally by definition. So, 8.1, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you did enjoy the show and you would like to see more videos like this, feel free to join the fan base by clicking on that button down there. Yeah, you know the button I'm talking about. Click on that button, join the fan base, and become one of us. Now, for whatever reason, if you don't feel like clicking on that button, that's okay. I still respect you. Also, if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up. It'll do me a world of good, and it will do you absolutely no harm whatsoever. Finally, if you guys do join the fan base, you will find a bell down there that you can click on. By clicking on that bell, it'll keep you up to date on everything happening with this channel, including when new content gets dropped. So, if you want to stay in the know, click on the bell, and you'll stay in the know. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Until next time, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.